feel today? Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We ready! We ready! We ready! We ready! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. And this is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. Yeah. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. Too much pride from that. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's who I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. Your bad don't work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. My God, let's go. We ready? I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Oh, no, this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's our Freestyle Friday. What a week it's been. What a week it has been. I don't know about you, but, man, I'm ready for the weekend, number one, and I'm ready to vote. I'm sorry. I just need to go ahead and get in line, camp out now, in front of one of the polling places so I can be the first to vote because it just needs to happen. It just needs to happen. So, again, vote. October 13th begins early voting. For some reason, a group of Republicans filed a lawsuit, made it all the way up to the state of Texas Supreme Court, trying to shorten the time that you can early vote. Months ago, when the pandemic first hit, hey Mo, what's up, Frat? Months ago, when the pandemic first hit, the governor, Greg Abbott, extended the voting time to give people more time to safely get out and cast their early votes. And for some reason, a group of Republicans decided that they wanted to file a lawsuit to shorten that time. I say again, if your vote did not count, people would not be spending hard-earned money, time, talent, if you want to call it that, effort to stop you from voting, to shorten the time that you can vote, to minimize the number of locations where you can vote. If your vote did not count, and believe me when I say, they want you to believe that your vote doesn't count because then they don't have to spend the money. They don't have to extend the effort. They don't have to do anything but let you think what you think, and therefore you won't get up and go vote. But because you just might, and your vote really does count, they're expending hard-earned money, filing lawsuits, trying to get injunctions from the Texas Supreme Court, trying to get injunctions from the governor to minimize your opportunity to vote. That, my friend, is called voter suppression. When they suppress or compress the number of opportunities and places where you can vote, the number of reasons that will allow you to vote. That's suppression. That's suppression. That's why I love what LeBron James is doing. I love, what he's doing. Mike Bloomberg, I love what they're doing. Getting into some of these states where if you are or were a convicted felon, you have paid your debt to society, you have fulfilled all of your legal obligations, then they are making sure that your right to vote is reinstated. And for those, again, who don't believe in systematic racism, the fact that back in the days ago, there was something called a poll tax because most folks that look like me didn't have a lot of money, so they could barely pay to feed their families and tend to their property and their homes and what have you, that they couldn't pull extra money out of their pockets to pay to be able to vote. Well, guess what? These formerly convicted felons who paid their debt to society, who have filled all of their legal obligations and should have their rights automatically reinstated, are in essence having to pay a poll tax to get their rights back. That's called systematic racism. That's called systematic. Well, AJ, it's for white convicted felons too. It's not intended for them. It just includes them. It's systematic racism. So you got good people out there like LeBron James, like Mike Bloomberg, who are putting their money up to make sure that all of these folks who have met the criteria get their voting rights reinstated. And Florida hates it. And again, because their vote doesn't count, the governor of Florida is filing lawsuits. The governor himself. Because the vote doesn't count, right? That's absolutely incorrect. Because their votes count so much, the governor is trying to stop them himself. In the state of Texas, because your vote counts so much, the governor, Greg Abbott, is trying to stop them himself. He literally says there should be only one place where you can drop off your early ballot in Harris County. Harris County is as big as the state of Rhode Island. Harris County is as big as states. And there's only one place you can drop off your early voting ballot to make sure it gets received. That's called systematic racism. That's called voter oppression. That's what that is. That's what that is. So do me a favor. Vote. I can tell you who to vote for. I know who I'm voting for. I'm voting for the one that doesn't call black women monsters, doesn't call black women communists, doesn't disrespect people of color, does not, just go along with everybody that doesn't believe in police brutality and racism and social injustice, can denounce white supremacists nationally without being afraid of reprisal. That's what I'm voting for. That's what I'm voting for. So vote. October 13th through the 30th. The Texas Supreme Court has upheld the voting period. October 13th through the 30th. Vote, 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 vote. All right, got that out. Got a special guest going to be joining me in this first hour. And man, I am excited about her. I cannot wait to get our special guest on in about 10 minutes. So stay tuned for that. A lot going on in the world of sports. The Astros have advanced to the American League Championship Series, and they did it in dramatic fashion yesterday. They were down, 3-0, and then they came roaring back. Michael Brantley hit a couple of home runs. George Springer was big. I'm gonna start calling him the mouth of the South. I know that term has been used in wrestling and in other sports, but right now, Carlos Correa, mouth of the South. He's running his mouth so much. I sure hope for the sake of the other Astros that his mouth does not write a check against the Yankees or the Rays or against Atlanta or the Dodgers that the team can't cash. I get that he's trying to prove, we got caught cheating, but now we're doing it legit and people are mad. Let me just tell you something. Not enough people care that much about you and the Astros, Carlos, to care that much. There are some people that care about Dusty Baker. They want to see Dusty Baker win his first World Series championship. So do me a favor, hot shot, mouth of the South. Stop making it all about you. And why don't you start playing a team sport where it's about everybody in the clubhouse? I mean, give me a break. Dusty Baker didn't cheat. You did. So You run around here popping your chest and popping your collar. You're a cheater who got caught cheating. You literally stole a World Series championship, and now Dusty Baker and his staff are trying to come in and make it right. Why don't you chill out, win the title, and then talk smack then, mouth of the South? And I know I'm going to get a lot of backlash from the Astro fans, but, it is what it is. I can take it. I got my phone with me today. 832-403-5005 is the text number if you want to text me about me calling your hero. Is this your king? About me calling Carlos Correa the mouth of the South. Just play the game. You ain't won nothing yet. You won 2 series. You're starting to feel like Bill O'Brien. Hold off on the victory lap just yet, partner. All right, we'll be right back. Right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
This is Carol G. Robinson. When people say my vote doesn't matter, when you don't vote, your vote counts against you. The other side gets a vote. If you want to fix our broken criminal justice system and reform your local police department to make it more accountable, you need to vote. If you want to increase economic prosperity in the Black community, you need to vote. If you want to protect the right to vote, you need to vote. If you want more funding for our schools, you need to vote. Voting does matter. If Black lives matter to you, you need to vote. Early voting begins on October 13th and ends on October 30th. Election day is November 3rd. You need to vote. We all need to vote. If you don't vote, it will matter.
Paid for by the Communications Workers of America, District 6, Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legend continues.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
You're having your lunch on the lunch break with KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. I'm smiling because somebody, near and dear to my heart had a birthday yesterday. And I had so much going on yesterday that I didn't neglect. I just couldn't get it worked in. So for Dr. Angela Palmer Banks, who celebrated a birthday yesterday, I called my homeboy up to sing happy birthday to you. So Dr. APB, this is from me to you.
Oh, go shawty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shawty, it's your birthday. Today's your day.
You better come on here. You better come on here with that. That's my good friend Usher, who comes in and does birthday salutes for those celebrating their birthdays. Usually if it's an awesome anointed young lady like Dr. APB, Angela Palmer Banks, I'll get Usher to do it. When it's someone, a brother celebrating a birthday, then I'll usually get my good friend Jennifer Hudson to do it. So again, Dr. Angela Palmer Banks, everyone that celebrated a birthday yesterday, everybody celebrating birthdays today, happy birthday to you, courtesy of Usher. All right. Okay, a couple of things. Somebody just had to close their facilities because of COVID-19 testing, an outbreak. Let's see, who was that? It was somebody. Was it the Jets? If it's the Jets, keep it closed. Yeah, the Jets cleared the facility after positive COVID-19 tests. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm serious. I'm not joking when I'm saying I am not trying to be disrespectful of the families of the over 200,000 plus that, lives were taken as a result of COVID-19 and COVID-19 related symptoms. I'm also not disrespecting the over 7 million cases of COVID-19 here in the United States. But if the Jets have to suspend football operations and not play games for a while, I don't want anybody to get COVID-19. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying, I'm trying not to say what I don't want to say. I mean, the Jets ownership is one of the worst in the world of any professional sports team on any level. I mean, for Christ's sake, there are probably professional dart teams that are run better than Woody Johnson is running the New York Jets. Did I get the right one? I know it's one of them Johnsons. I probably got the one that passed away. Whichever one is still alive that's running the Jets, he's bad at it. Real bad at it. Like horribly bad at it. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that somebody who's bad at running the organization is probably not going to be good at protecting the organization from infectious diseases and viruses. So if they got to shut it down for a while and not play and allow us to investigate what's going on, how it happened, what happened, and we find out that they were negligent in some kind of way because, bad ownership typically does that, well, then guess what? Slap them with every fine, with every forfeiture, with every penalty, you name it, like they're about to do with the Tennessee Titans. Because as more and more information comes out, Tennessee is looking like they were negligent. The facility was supposed to be shut down for football activities, and they went to an outside facility and worked out, and now 15, 16, 17, 18 people came back with COVID-19 from the workouts at the outside facility. Yeah, you might need to start forfeiting some games. You might need to pay excessive fines. You might need to forfeit some draft picks, all the above. And I'll say it again. John Gruden for the Las Vegas Raiders, they need to just have somebody right there just scanning his fine. John, we're going to go ahead and hit the card for another 100,000. And oh yeah, by the way, you're not going to be able to coach for the next 3 games because you can't seem to get this right. John Gruden and those that think like him, Woody Johnson, are not above the law. They're not above the law. They're not above the rules. And they're affecting other people's lives. So yeah, the Jets are shutting it down for a little while. Don't know what they're going to do. New England has had another positive test. Robert Kraft, again, bad judgment, not quite thinking right. Think the best thing to do before a AFC Championship game is to swing by a illegally run massage parlor, kind of participate in sex trafficking and exploitation of young women. And, we're supposed to just forgive him because, he's done so much good in the community. Well, guess what? All his good in the community has not protected his players and his staff from COVID-19. they now have to move another game that was scheduled for Sunday is now being moved again to Monday because of another positive test. And I know the fan base wants me to come down on Cam Newton and Stephon Gilmore, and I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. It starts from the top down. These guys are agreed to play, believing that they were going to be protected, and apparently that ain't the case. You know, the NFL as a whole was a little cavalier, a little callous. You know, oh yeah, we'll just do it like we normally do it. Yeah, we'll make sure that the facilities are properly, set up so that there will be no COVID-19. You're not always in the facility, sir, ma'am. You got to travel through airports, through hotels. You got to feed the players something. It's a little bit bigger than you just doing it the way you did it before this all hit. So Baylor, University of Baylor has shut down operations. They won't tell us how many students have tested positive, but it was so bad that they shut down operation. They weren't going to play this Saturday anyway, but they're not doing anything this weekend because of positive tests. I've got young people down there. I know them. I know their parents. It's unfortunate. It's extremely unfortunate. I'm not saying I told you so. I'm just saying what I'm saying. So anyway, that's what we got. Tom Brady. I'm going to defend Tom Brady. Tom Brady not knowing if it was fourth down at the end of the game or not doesn't matter. Tom Brady was trying to make a play on the play that he was on. He just thought he had another play, but Tom Brady was trying to make a play on that play, and the Bears stopped it. So Tom Brady cost the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a victory by not knowing that it was fourth down and not third down. That's nonsense. That's media stuff. I'm not mad at whoever wrote it. Probably Jason LaConfora or Pete Prisco. That's their kind of stuff. It's not true. Tom Brady was trying to make a play on that play. It didn't work. So again, let's back off on Tom. Tom Brady's not having any CTE moments. Tom Brady didn't have a moment where he forgot his name was Tom Brady. Tom Brady's still, Tom Brady. All right, let me take a quick break. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. My guest should be in any minute, so if she comes in later, we're going to hold her over more. Don't tell her, but if she comes in later, we're going to hold her over longer because she's just amazing like that. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
All right, it's election time, which means political ads are everywhere. But there's a reason for that. This is important. We have a president who is a straight-up racist, who uses racist language and attacks to divide Americans against each other. Yeah. We don't just need a new president. We need leaders who aren't afraid to stand up to Trump. But our Senator, Republican John Cornyn, he votes with Donald Trump more than 95% of the time. So what do we do about it? We vote for Democrat MJ Hagar. MJ is a combat veteran and is a working mom who knows healthcare costs are out of control. She'll fight for affordable healthcare, cheaper prescription drug prices,
I'm over here
and protect
rebelling
people
against
with
all
pre-existing
society.
conditions. And she's endorsed by President Obama. Most importantly, she's got the courage to stand up to Donald Trump. So vote. Vote
right,
Democrat all the way down the back. And vote for Democrat MJ Hagar for U.S. Senate.
I'm MJ Hagar, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by MJ for Texas.
Hey guys, this is your girl Brandy Nelson, and you are listening to The Lunch Break on KYOK.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and I just got to behave myself now because when when royalty walks into the room, man, you gotta straighten your back up. You gotta act like you got a little sense. So I got my do-right on now because I've got one of the most phenomenal people that I've ever had the chance of meeting. And I mean that bar none. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce to some and present to others, Lady Elissa Gabrielle. I call her Lady Gabrielle. Thank you. Thank you for making time for me here on the lunch break.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
I am so excited because, I mean, just in reading your bio alone, you are like a full-time series. You're not even a show. I would have to do a mini series on you to get everything in that you've done and that you've accomplished. So, I mean, wow.
Listen, that's so humbling. And, I think I'm turning red now. So thank you. I'm so honored to be here with you. You know how I feel about you. I hold you in the highest regard. And I'm just so happy to be here. And thank you for considering me for the show today.
Well, I'm telling you, it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's like, and I wasn't gonna go with a guest today, and it was like, you know what, Lady Gabrielle is phenomenal. I didn't know. Again, I hadn't dug down into the glacier because that's what you are, all that you've done. And sure enough, man, you are just who we needed for today. You are a literary entrepreneur. Tell us about that. I love that title. I love that. What does that mean for you?
Well, it means that part of my life is dedicated to publishing others and publishing myself. And that's a big part of my revenue stream and how I take care of myself. But mainly, and I want people to understand this, I'm never going to starve. And sometimes this literary thing, you can eat and you can starve. I'm always going to be okay. But the main point for me as a publisher and what's most important is to provide a platform and a voice for the voiceless and for those who have been rejected by mainstream publishers. Those first-time authors who just can't seem to get a break. I've been there. I have rejection letters that could wallpaper my whole house. And so it's really important for me to be able to provide that platform, to be an envoy by which dreams come true. So for me as a literary entrepreneur, it's more than just saying, hey, I'm the publisher at Peace in the Storm. It's, hey, I've launched the careers of 40 authors. That's really important.
I'm telling you, and I absolutely love that because it's one thing to, hustle hard for yourself and make your dreams come true. But you literally, and I can speak for myself, you literally took a blank piece of paper for me and turned it into my wildest imagination, where I never imagined that something like what you put together for me could come out like that. And you've done it on what you called imprints, multiple different imprints. Tell us about the different imprints underneath your publishing company.
Okay, so in 2015, so it was around 9 years after I became an independent publisher, I had a talk with Cheryl Gordon Love. And she was an author on Peace and Storm. Hey, Cheryl, and she still is. And I wanted to expand because I had some other things going on in my life, personal and professional, and I needed to be able to have somebody that I trusted to come on board and to help me complete the work and to finish the work, continue the work. And so we talked, and she said, well, how do you like after the storm? Life is, you find peace in the midst of the storm, but you can also survive after the storm. So right. I love that title. We touched and agreed. And then we went through, the process of learning how to become a publisher. And Cheryl Gordon Love was once a book reviewer. Then she became an author, and then she's now a publisher. So her journey has been so amazing. And so it started with that. And then I talked to, it was Jessica Robinson, God bless her. I miss her so much. And we formulated Jessica A. Robinson Presents. And that imprint was supposed to really cover like that urban street fiction genre. Yeah. And so we're missing that, but we had a little taste of it when she was around. And right. I thank God for her daily. And then we went into Imani Faith Publishing. And then we did the official imprint, the imprint mass media. I no longer am involved with the imprint mass media, but we did some really good work with that. And then we went on to the children's books, and Cheryl Gordon Love and I had to talk about how do we speak to our children and how do we provide specifically wonderful books for Black children, Black and brown children. And so that's how ASP Kids came about. And now we have New York Times bestselling author LaJoyce Brookshire, and that is with Renewing Your Mind, Inc. So we have 4 imprints now under Peace in the Storm Publishing.
That is amazing to me because, again, you just joining us right now. We have Lady Elissa Gabrielle. She is a literary entrepreneur. She is a publisher. She is an author. She's helped publish over 150 books for authors and for herself. And I'm one of them, and I'm just overwhelmed. So literally, you started writing, and you tried to get your book accepted by major publishers around, and you got rejected. And you were like, no, I know I'm supposed to be published. So you didn't let that no be a final no. You ventured into doing it yourself, and then you didn't just do it yourself. You created it so that other folks who followed a similar path to you would also not be stopped in their tracks.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, I can't say that I'm not fallible. I know you're familiar with that word. So yes, and it did hurt. I mean, you know, rejection doesn't feel good, but as you grow older and wiser and become better, you understand that that's part of the process. It's the part of the process that makes you stronger. And it toughens your skin and it makes you resilient. And I have a sort of a defiant spirit. So if you tell me no, then I don't accept that. It's like if I get knocked down 500 times, I'm going to rise 15,000. And so, that was what it was. I was rejected even with my first screenplay. I sent it all over, New Line Cinema and everywhere else. They rejected that, and I said, okay. So one day I'll make my own movies. And it was the same concept with the books. And then people came to me and they couldn't get a book deal, and I said, okay, well, we can do this thing together. We may not have all the bells and whistles because we don't have, millions of dollars to put behind this, but we could still make an impact and we could still have our voices heard. We'll have to work 10 times as hard, but I'm not scared of hard work. And so it just made sense to do it. It made sense to do it. And let me tell you something. I did it my way on my own dime. I didn't answer to no one. So I'm not accountable to anybody but myself and my authors. And so there's a certain freedom that comes with being independent as well. And I enjoy that freedom.
Yeah. I am blessed by that as well. Lady Elissa Gabrielle joining us, a literary entrepreneur, a publisher, I should say, and does a whole host of other things. I'll get into some of those in a minute. But as someone who had not really written before, I was scared. I was afraid. I didn't know what I didn't know. But one thing I knew without question was that I could trust you. So when you said, we're going to change the name of your book from man to God's fallible man. I mean, I know the non-writer was like, wait, what? Imagine if I had been a writer, had been writing for a while, was just whatever the case may be, I could see them pushing back on you and say, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But there was something that told me in my spirit, trust her. And then you said, and I want to put you on the cover. They need to see you. And I said, I trust you. And trusting you has blessed me in ways that I couldn't imagine. Tell people what is in you that makes you so trustworthy.
That's a good question. I try to lead by example. I'm transparent. I think a lot of that is controlled transparency, but what I do allow people to see, I believe that they understand my heart.
Yeah.
And this is a really difficult question because I can't process what other people see in me.
Yeah.
But some people think that I am, a complete angel. And then there's others that feel like I'm the devil incarnate. So I think that for me in publishing, I think you can trust me because I'm so open. I think that's what happened, and that I treated your work and the work of others like I would treat my own. I hope that's what people get.
I
And
feel
I
that.
try to tell people that what you give me is what I return to you with interest. And I've always been that way. So you give me love and support and that trust, I'm going to return that to you. And that's just always been how I am. And I will say this because I can't do an interview and not give credit to my parents. So I saw the most extraordinary examples of giving from the heart and soul, and not being selfish and being selfless from my parents. And so I think that part of that is inherited. This what I saw. It's what I saw in my mother and my father. I'm hoping I'm answering that question right. It's a difficult one.
Yeah, well, you know what, and I tend to do that. I tend to do that. I don't know where I got that gift of asking questions like that, but I mean, again, it was something that I can honestly say I felt before I even knew why I felt it. It's like trust her. You can trust her. Give her.
Yes.
For me, writing is like me cutting myself open and laying down on the paper. So when
Yeah.
folks making edits and changes, but that's my spleen, that's my liver, that's my heart, you know. But all I heard was trust you, and knowing that was affirmed and confirmed means a lot to me. We got Lady Elissa Gabrielle joining us here on the lunch break. She is award winning. She is a publisher. She is a literary entrepreneur. She has even created her own what I want to say healthcare line, but it's healthcare, it's hair, it's a number of different things. Tell us about that, how that came to be.
Oh, you know that Elissa Gabrielle Naturals. So that is just getting started as of June of this year. So that was really born out of pain. And so I did share my journey with people of what the heartache that I had to endure when my mother was diagnosed with cancer. And we went on a 13-month journey together. And it was really difficult. And I remember being in the hospital. We had rode in the ambulance. She had a chemo crash. We rode in the ambulance, in the back of the ambulance together to the hospital. And I had just taken a break and I just wanted to get some warm water on my face. And I had worn this scarf. It was no time to do my hair and no time to really do much except, take care of my mom. And let me just say that I wasn't the only one that took care of my mom. You have some family members that would see this 10 years from now and say, hey, you didn't do that alone. So for the record, this is, how family can be. For the record, this is during the 13 months that I had her and she was with me. So I was in the bathroom and my scarf was pulling off my head a bit after I washed my face and I just saw no hair, like in the top of my head. I wish I could show you. It was in this region here.
Wow.
And I said, oh my God, there's no hair there. And so just to make a long story more condensed, I went to several doctors, 5 in total. And they said, look, they told me everything from this is stress related to you have female pattern baldness to you're never going to grow your hair and it's alopecia and it's everything under the sun. And so, me with that rejection and that never word and all that kind of stuff, you're not going to tell me what's not going to happen with me.
Right.
And so I'm going to determine that. And so at the time, I had began a journey to more holistic living and more of a natural lifestyle. So in understanding what happens with hair and stress and everything else, over the years, I started to formulate these oils and it grew my hair. And I still have trouble with that spot on occasion, but it grew my hair in. And then I used, I sent those formulas to different people who was having trouble with hair growth, and it worked for them as well. So most people don't know because I don't talk about it that much. I feel like this part of my life is more of the soul work side of me. But most people don't know that I will, at the end of this year, will be a naturopath. So I'll be Dr. Elissa at the end of the year. And I'm a certified life coach. And behind the scenes, I really help people get their lives together. So it just made sense for me to launch Elissa Gabrielle Naturals. And under that umbrella, I started with 2 products that would help people who are dealing with alopecia, which is what I have. And just doing things wrong with your hair. And it will help to grow your hair back. And so it's once again me taking things that I know and sharing it with the world to help other people. And I think that's part of my purpose in life is to help other people. And so that's under Elissa Gabrielle Naturals. At some point, under Dr. Elissa, maybe I'll have some supplements or some teas or whatever. Thank you. To help people live their best life. So I've helped a lot of people overcome high blood pressure and type 2 diabetes, if you're pre-diabetic. Um, and this, I don't want to sound like I'm bragging when I say
No, you're
this,
not.
but I'm really proud of the fact that in 2019, I prevented 5 suicides. And so that's really important to me. You just won't hear me talking about it on social media that much because
Right.
it's just, that's God. And I
Right.
don't want to talk about it in a way where I put the focus on me and not on him.
Yeah, but that's no little thing. That is no little thing. And, again, that's why I wanted to do this today, because I want people to know that there are people out there like you, that it's
Yeah.
not all about them. You use everything that you've been blessed with to help somebody else, whether it be with their hair, whether it be with their health, whether it be with their mentality, whether it be with their dreams, their visions. And we need it right now with everything we got going on, with what we're seeing on a day-to-day basis.
Yes.
We need to see it. We need to see it. And I'm gonna be a little bit more braggadocious as I got on this unapologetically black shirt on. Let me tell you
Yes.
something. Hearing this man call somebody who I respect a monster and a communist and what have you. Let me tell you something real quick. My mother was an AKA, so I can resonate with that. My aunt
Yes.
was an attorney, so I can resonate like that. You're not gonna call my mama and my auntie them out their
Yeah.
name and think I'm just gonna let it go. So I
Yeah.
wanted to bring on a lady, Elissa Gabrielle, so that folks can see, man, we got some good, beautiful black queens that's doing amazing things to shape lives, to change lives. And this is why y'all don't need to be disrespected at all. Not at all. Not even a little bit.
He's a disgusting human being. And one thing I will say is that he's playing to his base, and he's always playing to his base. And what I really appreciated about what Kamala Harris was able to do during that debate was that she walked that fine line that many of us as black and brown women have to do. We have to listen to white men who are mediocre tell us what to do and how to do it, and they
Right.
often interrupt us, and they walk on our backs, and they stand
Yep.
on our necks, and
Yep.
they take the credit for what we have done. And we
Right.
have to have, look, a beautiful smile on our face, and we have to be gracious, and
Yep.
we have to let them do what they do because they have the power. And if we come out of line, and if we defend ourselves, and if we speak up, then we're labeled monsters and
Yep.
communists, and
Yep.
we're angry
Addison.
black women.
Yeah.
And
Angry
so
black
I
women.
applaud her for standing her ground. I was cheering her on. I think if people really understood the magnitude of this moment, with her being the vice presidential nominee,
Yeah.
we would all get behind her. I read things that are very disparaging to her character. And you have to think of her as, like you said, your mom and your
Yep.
aunt. And I
Yep.
have to think of myself as Kamala. And if we do that, then we will be a force that will stand behind her from now through election day and through the course of her career, because it's just that important. And so I would
Absolutely.
encourage people to put aside whatever tiny feelings they have about her and objections to her, because you have to take a look at the alternative. And the
Yeah.
alternative is a white supremacist in the White House who has damaged this country for a long time. And while we were not looking and while we were being blindsided, he put 200 judges in those federal courts. None of them were black, and all of them probably have the same agenda that he does. So this is more than whatever we feel about Kamala.
Right.
This is life and death at this point. And we have 210,000 Americans who are no longer here, and those families that have been affected by his ineptitude and his ignorance and his entitlement. So we have to
Yep.
take this very, very seriously. Our lives are in danger, and our lives are at stake right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I got to take a quick break, but I want to come back with more of Lady Elissa Gabrielle. She is
Yes.
Huh?
I said yes.
Oh, okay. Hey, we going to come back with more of you. So we'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
Perfect.
In my lifetime, we have worked and sacrificed to make real progress.
That's right, Gary. I'm Claude Cummings, Vice President of the Communication Workers of America. Our community is under attack again.
Our jobs are being exported. The court system has largely turned its back on us, and people need to realize, Claude, is the last election amounts to a true revolution, where all those gains in civil rights and human progress are actually being targeted.
I know powers in Washington won't deny health care to working people who have pre-existing conditions, eliminate environmental protections for minority communities. It even encourages racism.
We thought those days were gone.
Dr. King said the time is always right to do what is right.
Let's do what's right. Let's vote and get your family and friends to vote too. If you don't, you should not be surprised to see drastic changes in your world.
Vote early or on election day.
Political advertising paid for by the Communications Workers of America.
I'm going to tell you how you can get real health insurance for as little as $6 a day. Yes, now you can get affordable health insurance for you and your family immediately, starting at just $6 a day. And coverage is guaranteed regardless of your medical condition. That's right, for about $6 a day, you can have guaranteed health insurance. And there's dental, vision, and prescription coverage too. You owe it to yourself and your family to make this free call right now and learn more. There are no deductibles, no waiting period, no contracts, and coverage is guaranteed. Call National Health right now for your risk-free guaranteed health insurance quote starting at just $6 a day. Call now.
800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. 800-797-0921. That's 800-797-0921. Paid for by GoHealth.
Hey, you want some sports with your lunch? Well, tune in to the Legendary KYOK at the lunch break. And I'm Raven Rogers.
Yeah, that's another young queen that we got to give some love to. The 4-time indoor and outdoor champ, 800 meters, went to Kincaid High School right here in Houston. She is now honored at the University of Oregon, where she set all those amazing records. Raven Rogers now running internationally and hopefully will be at the 2021 Sochi Olympics representing the United States of America. And she was an intern here on the lunch break. So got to give her some love. I'm honoring my black queen. So Speaking of, I got one to be honored, y'all. She is a literary entrepreneur. She's a life coach. She's an award-winning author and publisher. She is amazing. She started her own health line for hair, about to come out with some supplements and all that, about to be Dr. Elissa Gabrielle. And you know what else I noticed in there? I said, now see, why am I not surprised? You started your own greeting card line.
Oh yeah, many years ago. I've since retired it. I want to bring it back, but my hands are just too full right now. But Greetings from the Soul, the Elissa Gabrielle collection.
I mean, you know, again, I'm not surprised when I think about you being an author, when I think about you being a writer, a publicist, a publisher, about you also being a life coach, because all those things come together and putting the right words on a greeting card where somebody says, yeah, that says exactly what I'm trying to say. Here, baby, here you go.
Yeah, that's it. And I had a good time with it. A lot of messages were conveyed and people were very happy. But then I had so many other things to do for myself and so many other people. And so it had to go on the back burner, but for good reason. And one day I'll bring it back. But I had a good time doing that.
Man, I just love that. So obviously, you know, we know about Hallmark. I got a chance to tour their location, their headquarters, and I'm like, it didn't have that feel for where you thought people were sitting there writing, you know, these memorable, meaningful words and what have you. It was like a big plant, you know what I mean? So to know that you had that going on, and I know your heart, so I know that came from your heart. That rejuvenated my faith in greeting cards.
Oh, absolutely. It's just so nice to, especially now and with all this technology, just to go to the mail and open up a card and to get a handwritten message or something from the heart. I don't want that to ever be lost on anyone. It's like putting on a vinyl record. It's just something different about it.
How about that? Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just something
Some of these young
different.
people don't even know what we're talking about.
Right. Right. And I have that right in my bedroom. I have that record player and I put on those vinyl albums and light a candle and drink some red wine, and it's just nothing like that.
That's peace right there. Let me
Yes,
ask you
it
this.
is.
We got Lady
Mhm.
Elissa Gabrielle joining us. Out of all the amazing things that you've done, which one did you absolutely love the most? And which one of the ones were like, man, if I don't ever have to do that one again, I'll be good. What was your most enjoyable? What was your least enjoyable?
Oh, and this is regarding my professional career, right?
Yeah, all the things that you do.
All the things I do. Okay. First, let me say it's Elissa. And most people say Elissa. It's Elissa Gabrielle.
Okay,
Let me say
gotcha.
that just so you'll know. Let me see. The most enjoyable, it's it's reaching another milestone. And
Okay,
so the milestone really can be um, putting a book into the hands of a new author or
okay,
putting the 10th book into the hands of a new author. Those are all milestones.
okay, okay.
Um, w- Getting another award is pretty dope. I mean,
Yeah.
it lets me know that part of that is popularity, but part of that is the industry recognizes the work that we do.
Okay.
That's always a milestone. I think getting through each year drama free. In our African American literary community, there's a lot of chaos sometimes. There's a
There
lot of
is.
drama. I don't want my
Yep.
name in nothing, and I don't want my people's name in anything, and leave us out of that mess, and we don't want any parts of it. So I
Right.
think there's a lot of things that can fall under the milestone. Each year, just creating those new memories and having so many things you can categorize as those literary milestones. That's like my favorite thing, accomplishing something new. Anything I could file under that milestone would probably be um, like my favorite things.
Yeah,
What
I can
my
see that.
least favorite is, and we learn this in life over and over again. My least favorite is extending to others what I would want to have extended to me, but getting burned in the process. And so I guess
Wow.
I can say expecting Elissa Gabrielle out of other people has
Okay.
been a lesson that I've learned a few times that I don't want to learn again. You can give your heart and soul to the wrong people. And I've had that happen in this a few times, and God is amazing. I'm still here, and I like to say it's all good and it's all God. But I've run into a couple of idiots in publishing, and so you don't want to run into those idiots anymore.
And
But the truth
I,
about emotions,
I'm with you on that, especially at this stage of our lives. I mean, you're trying to do the best you can for yourself, for your family. You got an amazing
yeah,
family, and for the people that really care about what it is you do and how you do it. To have somebody come along now, after everything we've been through, after
yeah,
everything we've overcome, and come
yeah,
along now and mistreat, misuse, try to manipulate, try to coerce, try to get over on. It's like, just pass me by. Just
yes.
leave. Like, I'm not even worth your. I got good stuff, mind you, but it's just not that time for you to be trying to play with somebody at this stage of our lives.
Right, exactly. And there's always I like to say the lessons are always ours. And
I
so
got
each time it happens, it becomes less frequent because we learn as we go along. But then those lessons are ours, and then we can pass that on to someone who may know. And then we have to remember always in those moments that God has us and has our back, and He's going to see us through.
you.
Those lessons will carry us through. And it's not always pleasant, but I have categorized 2020 under it's all good and it's all God. And that has carried me through.
I hear you. I hear you. Now, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Out of all the titles of books that you have written, what is your favorite Elissa Gabrielle book?
You know, that is a good question. And if any of my readers are watching this, some will love this answer, and then some may say, no, you bugging out. It's not that book, it's this one. But for me, it's Eye of the Beholder, and I'll tell you why.
Okay. That's my favorite, by the way.
Okay. Oh, I'm so happy about that. So I wrote that book right after I had started it, and my mom got sick, and I finished it when she died. And so it was pouring all of my heart and my soul, and all that pain was on those pages of that book. Even have a dedication to her at the end of that novel about our last moments together. But because that book is rooted in, it really stars three people, three characters, and it's Jerusalem, and it's Jill, and it's Jazz. And so, you know, Jazz is one of my first loves. It's all in my DNA. And so I love to be able to incorporate Jazz into that storyline from beginning to end. And so it's my favorite because I challenged myself as a writer. I could do it through that pain. And I wrote the hell out that book. So it is my favorite to date, I will say.
I got you. For those who want to know more about the work of Lady Elissa Gabrielle, you can go. We got her website scrolling here on our ticker. Go to her page. You'll find out about all of the amazing things that she's doing, that she has done, and you can check out some of her work. I got to tell you now, I was one of them pastors that, you know, I was all holy and all that. I only read this, I only watched that. And I messed around and got a hold to one of her works, and I was like, oh my. But watch this. Every time I tried to put it down, I was like, okay, wait a minute, what happened next? What happened next? And I had to get myself righteous self through that book, and it was great. And it was great. And I want to tell you, I appreciate your gift. I appreciate your talent, and you are amazing. I need you to stay right there for a second. I got to get Sybil Wilkes on to do a quick COVID-19 update. I told him before you came on, I hope they didn't tell you. I told him before you came on, if she's going to be a little bit late, I'm going to try and keep her a little bit longer because she's that amazing. So do you mind staying with me for just a little bit longer?
No problem.
All right. Okay. Give me a second. Let me get Sybil Wilkes on real quick, and we'll be back with our special guest of the day. It's Lady Elissa Gabrielle joining us here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Again, you can check out her website if you want to call to ask me a question. I do have a question for someone who texts us. You can do that, 281-453-1000. That's 281-453-1000. Or text me, 832-403-5005. I'll be sure to get your questions on. We'll do that next right after Sybil Wilkes right here on the lunch break.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus. An investigation by USA Today found that the coronavirus outbreak at the White House may have exposed hundreds, possibly thousands of people across the country. From a religious summit outside of Atlanta to a private fundraiser in Minnesota, Donald Trump and various political allies attended events with thousands of people, often failing to follow safety protocols like mask wearing and social distancing. I'm Sybil Wilkes. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, thank you very much, Sybil Wilkes. Quick sports update. The Astros got hot late, came from behind to beat Oakland 11-6. They now advance to the American League Championship Series. After winning that series 3-1, they will await the winner of the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees series. They're playing a winner-take-all Game 5 today. Atlanta and the Dodgers both advanced to the NLCS after sweeping their respective series 3-0. The Bears came from behind to beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers 20-19 on Thursday Night Football. Bears are surprisingly 4-1 on the young season. Tampa Bay drops to 3-2. Texans looking for their first win when they host Jacksonville. They'll be led in that game Sunday at noon by none other than Romeo Crennel. Dallas got bad news as they will miss one of their offensive linemen for the rest of the season when they host the New York Giants Sunday at 3:25. And New Orleans is going to take on the Chargers Monday night at 7:15. The LA Lakers going to take on the Miami Heat tonight at 8 o'clock Central, live on ABC. It's Game 5 of the NBA Finals, a win by the Lakers, and it is over. All right, we'll talk more with Lady Elissa Gabrielle, right after this on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK.
Legendary 1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the hosts, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
All right, thank you very much, Bob, for that disclaimer. I probably need to be playing that for like my whole show, because everything I say makes folks wonder if those are my own opinions and what have you. But I got a very high opinion of my special guest today. I mean it. There is not anybody that is more amazing, that is more wonderful, that is more talented, gifted, and anointed than Lady Elissa Gabrielle. She is joining us here on the show. And Lady Gabrielle, thank you for staying over for just a couple of more minutes here into my second hour. You're in New Jersey, right? Do I have it right?
Yeah, I'm in the New York area.
Okay, you're in the New York area. I can't tell by the accent. I can't tell at all.
Listen, it is what it is.
I mean, and let me just tell you, you have got an amazing following because of your bears. I mean, I literally tune into your page to see what your bears are up to, because you got some big old bears rolling around your neighborhood like they own the joint.
Well, listen, they're starting to circle. I think they're just ready to get, go into hibernation. They're sort of circling around the house at night. And I'm so used to them now. I live in the mountains, so this is, par for the course. But yeah, they're here. And if I didn't have those cameras outside, I wouldn't know that it's like more than one now. So.
Yeah, and one of them looks like she's pregnant. I mean, have you given them names? I'm ready to start naming them if you're not.
Yeah, listen, you can name them. The smaller one I named Black the other day, but listen, you can give them some names. That'll make it fun.
Yeah, because the pregnant one, I'm calling her Big Mama, because you like to call your baby Little Mama. I call her Big Mama.
Well, she is that. She certainly is Big Mama. My God, she's huge. And
one of the things I like about you is life happens around you. When people get in your presence, life happens. I mean, and I mean that in a good way, because being a life coach, being someone who's helped people with their hair, and you've helped save lives, you've made dreams come true. That's just the epitome of life happening. What was your life like growing up? I know you've talked about looking at your parents and what have you, but personally, what were your challenges? What were your accomplishments? What were your struggles growing up for you?
Oh, that's a loaded question, but it's a good one. By the way, the screen is frozen, so I hope that you can see me okay.
Yeah,
and
you look great.
Good. Okay, thank you. Listen, when you look at me, you can tell that I'm not an average size woman, I guess I could say. So I'm 5'11" and very curvy, and these full lips and these big eyes, and that was that provided a platform for me to be teased, growing up. I mean, it seems to be to the liking of many now, but growing up, at 14 and 5'11" was not a fun experience. And so I like to tell people that life is not a crystal stair for me. I grew up in a household that was affected by the crack epidemic and the Reaganomics era in the early 80s when I was a young girl. And so that was painful. And if you have ever lived with someone or have relatives that have battled addiction, it's a lot more resources now that are provided to families to cope. But back then, that was so new, and those drugs were just pumped into our communities. And it was something that, just took so many families like mine through absolute hell. And so that's part of my upbringing. It's part of what has shaped me. But there's a lot of highlights of my life. I knew early on that I was not going to be mediocre, and that I wanted to do what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it. And I'm still like that to this day. I remember when we were in our apartment on Shepherd Avenue in Newark, and I was running through the hall, and the hall went from the kitchen all the way to the living room. And so it was this long hall, and it was early on a Saturday morning. And I just found so much pleasure from running from one room to the next early in the morning. And my father came out of his bedroom and he said, Elissa, stop making all that noise and stop running before I get you or you're going to get in trouble. And I put my hand on my hip and I said, you can't beat me. And I think I've just been that way ever since. And so life is it's not all bad. It's really good. But I like to be able to do things the way that I want to do them and the way I see fit. And I think all of that has shaped me into who I am today.
Yeah, I appreciate you sharing that, because typically, like I said, when somebody like you has so much life that just comes out of them, where you literally bring other people alive, you literally have resurrected other people's careers and dreams, and like you said, you made them not want to die but live. It's typically because you've lived, and like you said, it hadn't always been easy. We got a young lady here, Karen Gibson, said I was 5'9" at age 12. And I can truly remember, you know, her being teased and what have you. That's not easy as a child. I remember they called me Mambo Lips, and I wanted to move to Idaho. I just didn't want to be in my little town anymore. So again, you overcame that, and you're helping people overcome what they're dealing with now.
Well, absolutely. And what I have in my spirit, I have resolved it as this. I want to be for other people what I needed at the time that I needed it.
Wow.
And so that's really important to me. There were so many times that I just needed me, and I needed someone like me, and I needed someone to come out of themselves and to help me get by. And I didn't have that in many cases. I mean, and it's no discredit to my parents. They couldn't be all things to all people all the time. And so there were moments in my life where I just needed someone. And so I resolved it to myself to say, look, I'm going to be that person that I needed to someone that I recognize who needs it. And so that and let me tell you something about pain and purpose. So all the times that I have been teased, and for whatever reason, my physicality, my lips, the size of my body or whatever, it is really a lot of fun and a lot of joy and a lot of last laugh moments now that I can be a model and I can be a brand ambassador and I can rep a brand at a size 16 and 5'11". And you know, sometimes you have to, no, not sometimes, all the time, you have to, within your best ability, turn your life's pain into your life's purpose. Because then you'll understand that that pain is not in vain. It's really good psychologically to take things that were meant to destroy you, and then they make you. It's really good and it's beneficial psychologically to turn that whole thing around. So I would encourage anybody who's watching, anything that you are suffering with in life, you have to understand that God has put that there for a purpose, and you have to move forward in that purpose.
I got people that are just popping on now that are just saying thank you, shouting yes, and that, and to add value to that, Huffington Post, covers of magazines, layouts in magazines, all of that. And that's to your credit. You have been featured in situations like that where others devalued, underestimated, thought they were better. And people could see the value and wanted you, like you said, representing their brand and modeling this and hearing from you in major publications. You know, what was that like? What was Huffington Post and those other publications like?
Well, Huffington Post, I remember doing the interview with the gentleman, and it was similar to what we're doing now. It was by phone, though, it was not video, but he was just amazed by some of the words that I was saying, I was conveying to him. And so it lets me know, like today and what happened before with the Huffington Post, that my words matter and people are listening. The Huffington Post and some of the other things that have happened, none of that has fallen in my lap.
Mm-hmm.
So I want people to know that if there's something out there that you want, you have to go get it, because there's a million other people that want what you want.
Right.
What's going to make you stand out to go get what you want and what you feel you are deserving of? So the Huffington Post was really nice. I think it was a few years ago, but I still share that article as if it just came out. One of the other things that I'm most proud of, and I'll go harken back to Eye of the Beholder, is that it was recommended by USA Today as a romance. Now listen, as an independent Black woman writer, an independent Black woman publisher with no PR, no publicity campaigns, no major deals, for USA Today to recommend that novel as a romance was a big deal. And so I share that often also as if it just happened, because it's so meaningful. But it didn't fall in my lap. I had to chase them down and say, look, I need you to read this book. I'm not, a New York Times bestseller. I'm not coming out of Simon & Schuster, but this book is all that. And I need you to read this book. And thank God for the woman that did take the time to read it. And I'm just so grateful to her for giving me that opportunity to be seen in such that light, because I can carry that with me for the rest of my life. But with all of those things, I had to go get it. And I'm so grateful that I had the fortitude and the ability and the courage to forge new roads where there were none. Means somebody can come behind me.
Listen, I'm just amazed. I'm amazed. I'm just glad to be in your family. And I mean that. I mean that sincerely. We got to get ready to go. But before we go, do me a favor. Tell me what you have coming up next. And then personally, what's next on your bucket list?
A bucket list. I'm always working on that. I didn't even know what a bucket list was until I read it and said, "Oh, that's what I'm working on."
I mean, I know you want to do some amazing things. So I want to know what's next on your personal bucket list.
Okay, well, let me just say this first. It'll be really quick. You're always going to be a part of the family. I'm not letting you go anywhere. So we don't want to end up on an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Just know that you're parked right here. Right.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you. You mean a lot to us, and we need you here. We need your presence, and the world needs to hear your voice and to see more men like you. I mean, you're a man of extraordinary character, and I just want to do my part to let everybody know that. So what's on my list is Dr. Elissa at the end of the year, prayerfully, and after that, I'm going to intern with some naturopaths, and I'm going to take a break for about a year from any more education, because I've done 7 years worth of school over 2 colleges in 4.5 years, and I'm tired. So 2021 is going to be about learning. Okay. It's going to be about life coaching.
Okay.
I'm going to take that year to work on my next novel. Most people don't know that I'm a screenwriter, and I have about 10 different projects that I have created, television shows and movies. And I have one that I'm really pushing hard, and there's a lot of interest in the show that I've developed. And so I'm hoping, maybe in 2021 that I can announce that we're going to have a show. 2020 with COVID and everything is just backed everything up.
Right.
So my bucket list means to me learning more about holistic living, practicing as Dr. Elissa whenever possible, and as a life coach, continuing with publishing, and all of my authors who are returning and the new ones that we have that are coming aboard. It means breathing for a minute and not doing any type of schooling for a year, and so I can write my books and develop new shows. So that's what it looks like. It looks like some freedom. It looks like a new journey. It looks like a new chapter. And it looks like a continuation of all the things that I'm doing now. And it looks like fulfillment. And I'm so excited about that.
Well, we're excited for you, because I'm telling you again, life happens around you. Good life happens around you. You are a safe resting place. I mean it. When people entrust themselves with you, they can breathe. they can breathe. And
That means
I pray that we make you breathe too. And I mean that. I mean that.
Absolutely. Because if you didn't, you'd be getting that termination letter that we just sent out.
I don't want it. Do me a favor. Tell everybody where they can find you and follow you right here on the lunch break.
Okay. Well, listen, I got this from an author a few years ago. I can't remember who, but I like to say that I am Google-licious. So if you type in Elissa Gabrielle, you're going to be pointed in the right directions. I'm on Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, ElissaGabrielle.com, ElissaGabrielle.net, ElissaGabrielleNaturals.com, PeaceInTheStormPublishing.com. But if you just go on to Facebook, you type that in, and you're gonna find me or one of my pages. And so yeah, I'm easily accessible on social media. You can follow me, I'll follow you back, and I'm looking forward to connecting with everyone.
Yeah, I the question that I didn't read, this young lady has been listening to the show for a long time. I will go ahead and read it. She wants to know, if someone wanted to submit, are you accepting new submissions?
Oh, that's a good question. So listen, we can accept submissions through After the Storm Publishing.
Okay.
And afterthestormpublishing.com, and there's submission guidelines there. For Peace in the Storm Publishing, at this time, I'm not personally hands-on with anybody new except the people that are coming out in 2021.
Okay.
But with After the Storm Publishing, we're taking submissions there. And then, of course, if I need to get involved in that side of things, then I will. If it's a novel, some type of book that I just can't put down and it's absolute must that I'm involved in that, then certainly I'll certainly take a look at that. But yes, you can submit to us as a whole. I'm just not going to be hands-on except for the people that I'm dealing with right now. I think the next one up is Dr. Letitia Galloway. So she has a book coming out in 2021. And then I want to work with you because I know that you have some. I want to dedicate my time to you and some of the others and not spread myself too thin, because you deserve my best. And if I do too much, I can't give you my all.
Well, I'm going to say I appreciate that. I love you to life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is an angel, and I mean that sincerely. Soon to be Dr. I call her Lady Elissa Gabrielle. Thank you so much for making time for me today. Thank you for the overflow. And tell the entire family, the king, Lil Mama, tell that amazing son of yours that I said hello to everybody, okay?
Yes, I will. Thank you so much. God bless you.
All right, we appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, get to know her, follow her. I promise you, you're going to be glad you did. None other than Lady Elissa Gabrielle, Peace in the Storm Publishing, After the Storm Publishing, all the above. You got her website right there. You follow her. We'll be right back with more right after this on the lunch break.
That have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer?
Are
you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They've banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
This is Earl G. Robinson. When people say my vote doesn't matter, when you don't vote, your vote counts against you. The other side gets a vote. If you want to fix our broken criminal justice system and reform your local police department to make it more accountable, you need to vote. If you want to increase economic prosperity in the black community, you need to vote. If you want to protect the right to vote, you need to vote. If you want more funding for our schools, you need to vote. Voting does matter. If Black Lives Matter to you, you need to vote. Early voting begins on October 13th and ends on October 30th. Election day is November 3rd. You need to vote. We all need to vote. If you don't vote, it will matter.
Paid for by the Communications Workers of America, District 6, Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 a.m. and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
All right, it's election time, which means political ads are everywhere. But there's a reason for that. This is important. We have a president who is a straight-up racist, who uses racist language and attacks to divide Americans against each other. We don't just need a new president, we need leaders who aren't afraid to stand up to Trump. But our senator, Republican John Cornyn, he votes with Donald Trump more than 95% of the time. So what do we do about it? We vote for Democrat MJ Hagar. MJ is a combat veteran and is a working mom who knows healthcare costs are out of control. She'll fight for affordable healthcare, cheaper prescription drug prices, and protect people with pre-existing conditions. And she's endorsed by President Obama. But most importantly, she's got the courage to stand up to Donald Trump. So vote. Vote Democrat. All the way down the ballot. And vote for Democrat MJ Hagar for U.S. Senate.
I'm MJ Hagar, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by MJ for Texas.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Two radio stations in one.
Now is a great time to replace your worn-out windows during the Renewal by Andersen 25-year savings event. Upgrade your home today. Buy 4 windows and get the 5th one free. Plus, get 12 months with no interest, no money down, and no payments. Call now. Get 4 windows and get the 5th one free. Installation and warranty included. Renewal by Andersen takes every CDC-recommended safety precaution to protect your family. For 25 years, people have trusted us for their window replacement needs, and you can too. Call now to learn about our buy 4, get the 5th one free window replacement offer.
800-245-1537. 800-245-1537. 800-245-1537. That's 800-245-1537.
Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid in full within 12 months. Other conditions apply. We've adjusted our operations to serve you safely following all CDC guidelines. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for details.
It's the lunch break on KYOK.
Hey man, I'm gonna have to get a drop from her. I gotta get a drop from her. I want a drop that says, "Hey, this is Dr. Elissa Gabrielle, and you are listening to the lunch break on the legendary KYOK with AJ. Boy, I'll play that in the place of a song. Like that will be like a song. You know, like I won't say, oh, coming up next is the drop from Lady Elissa Gabrielle. Yeah, that Cheryl, I need one from you too. Cheryl Gordon Love, I need one for you too. Let me see. Let me read some of these comments. Y'all forgive me. I was literally having a stargazing moment. That's how much she means to me. Amy Claire Boucher Castro says, Elissa, congratulations for your well-deserved accomplishments and successes. They are not accidents. You were supposed to say what you said here today for people who needed it. You're amazing. She is. I'm going to love that one. Cheryl Gordon Love said, amen. I'm going to love that one. Let me love that. Desiree Battles help encourage us today. That's what she does. That's what she does. CJ, her battery's going out. We gonna love you anyway. I'm gonna love you anyway. Hey, Daniel Howard, how you doing? Karen Gibson said pain and purpose to be what you needed to someone else to be what they needed. Powerful. Let me love that. Desiree Battle, life's pain turns into life's purpose. Let me love that. Cheryl E. Gordon Love is a woman of few but powerful words. She just said yes. I love, man. I'm telling you, we have an amazing family at Peace in the Storm Publishing and After the Storm Publishing and Imani Faith, Cheryl Lacey Donovan. I know I'm going to miss people. But I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about my brother. I asked y'all to pray for his family here on the show a couple of weeks ago, and that is Hurley Morgan, or H.M. Trey. Just a phenomenal brother, younger than me, but he was like a big brother to me, especially when it came to writing. I mean, Hurley's probably got 10 books out. At the time, I had one, and I was on a compilation with other writers, including him. And he was telling me, man, just write, just write. I was telling like, Hurley, I can't write like you, man. I get writer's block and, stuff like that. He said, no, man, just write. And he said, God will put it together and he'll make it be what he wanted to be. He said, don't even title it, just write and let God do what he's supposed to do with it. And then he ended up earning his promotion. He ended up passing away and is not dealing with any more sickness or sorrow down here. And I believe to be absent from the body is to be present with the Lord. So, but we miss him, man. We miss him. And he was a great brother in our publishing family. And that's why I love who I'm with, man. People talk, hey, man, can you write this for me? And can you be in my, no, I'm good where I am. I'm very good where I am. Kind of like the radio station. I'm good where I am. If ESPN called me tomorrow, we're going to give you $1 million a show. And we want you to do Sports Center, and you'll be the lead guy on Sports Center. Thank you, but no thank you. And I'm not lying. I'm not bolstering. I'm not posturing. I'm telling the truth. There is no amount of money that would make me leave this station and the people that have given me this opportunity and who believed in me for me to go over there and be a part of something and someone I don't believe in. I'm not doing it. And I'm at that age where no amount of money will pull me away. If I were younger, I might be dumb enough to do it and regret it every day of my life. But I'm at that stage right now where money doesn't matter to me like that. Relationships, like Elissa Gabrielle, like Cheryl E. Gordon Love, like Lacey Donovan, like Hurley Morgan, like Cherubim Joy, like Dr. Letitia Galloway, like them, they matter. And y'all matter. Man, please. Lunch breakers make it worthwhile. Yeah, I'm serious. We're in a time where it's Mental Health Awareness Month, and it's good to know that even when I'm mentally stressed out, I can come and I can do a show in front of folks like El Michelle and Karen Gibson and CJ and Keith and Todd and Ferdinand and I can go on and on and on. The greatest. I love hearing, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Ain't nobody better than Dre and me. I love that. That's why the David Grubbs love coming on. That's why the Valencia Kings love coming on. That's why if y'all only knew how big Kelsey Nicole Nelson is in this industry. And you know what? She loves coming on this show. She drops in just to say, hey. David Grubb, same thing. He's award-winning. And these guys love coming on this show. I do too. And it's because of you guys, man. It's because of y'all. So, yeah, if you want to know what my heart looks like, it looks like Lady Elissa Gabrielle. It looks like Cheryl E. Gordon Love. It looks like Cheryl Lacey Donovan. It looks like Hurley Morgan. It looks like Keith Hennig. Looks like Karen Gibson. It looks like Chance Nichols. It looks like that. That's my heart. I love talking about sports, but man, you guys are my heart. And that's why, man, I'm angry with the direction of this country right now. I'm angry with racism. I'm angry about voter suppression. I'm angry about black women being disrespected. I'm angry about any woman being disrespected. I'm angry that we can no longer have differences and it be okay. I don't ever remember there being this much division between Democrat and Republican. I don't remember that. I'm old enough to know we've survived under Democratic leadership. We've survived under Republican leadership. We've survived. But now it's being positioned as if we won't survive if somebody else gets in power. And that's just not true. That there's something sinisterly wrong with our voting process. That's not true. Mail-in ballots have not been a problem before now. Why are they all of a sudden a problem now? Voting rights have not been a problem other than the fact that, people that they want to win don't win because other people decide to get out and vote. October 13th, vote. October 14th, vote. October 15th, vote. All the way through October 30th, vote early. If you can't vote on those days, then get out somewhere November 3rd and vote. Your vote matters. Send people a message, man. Let them know you don't like what they're doing and let them know you love what they're doing. But send them a message. Astros are going to play the winner of the Yankees and Rays. I have a feeling the Astros would rather play the Rays than the Yankees. I know Carlos Correa, Mr. Mouth of the South, I know he wants to play the Yankees so he can say, no, stuck it in your face. Yeah. Called us a cheater. You're a cheater. Yeah. Carlos Correa, chill out, bro. Chill out. You're like the one dude in the group that's way too loud and always wrong. Like, man, chill out. Ain't nobody trying to fight tonight. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, y'all, young people are different than they used to be. Back in my hometown, we would, all pile in somebody's car. Most of us didn't have cars, but we'd all pile in somebody's car and we'd go to the game. After the game, we would either go to Scoreboard or one of the pizza establishments. Friendly's was a restaurant that we had in my neighborhood in Forest Park. And, we would go and there'd be other people there that we knew. And typically wasn't teams from the other kids from the other teams because, Mount Healthy went back to Mount Healthy. Northwestern went back to their area. Colerain went back up Colerain Avenue. Norwood definitely went back over to Norwood. They didn't stick around for nothing. So it was typically other kids from Forest Park. And there will always be one dude in the group that's, yeah, man, yeah, that's you. And it's like, bro, we're not doing that tonight. We ain't fighting with nobody. We ain't arguing with nobody. We're not trying to start no beef. Like, chill out. Eat your hamburger, your ice cream, and hush. And that's Carlos Correa. I mean, he just wants to make this about them against the world. And Carlos, it's not that. It was you against the A's. It was you against Minnesota. It's going to be you against either Tampa or the New York Yankees. There are times in sports where players and fans make it about more than it needs to be. The best way to prove to the world that the Astros are as good as they are is to just win. It's not going to be by any of your dumb, and they are dumb, statements. And if that's what you need to do to motivate yourself, get in a mirror and motivate yourself, and then go out there and play it on the field. But this just dumb, it's us against the world. The truth is you cheated. They didn't lie and say you cheated. They didn't incorrectly accuse you of cheating and you didn't. You cheated. Sometimes the best way to restoration is through humility. I apologize. I did that. I shouldn't have done it. I'm gonna do better going forward. You won't have to worry about me and this again. And back that up with your words. But this all in your face and, oh, y'all mad now? I know many of y'all hated us and now y'all mad and we just showed you. Shut up. Because I mean it right now. Y'all think I was hard on Bill O'Brien? Let Carlos Correa ruin it for Dusty Baker. Let Carlos Correa ruin it for Dusty Baker, and y'all gonna be sick of me when it comes to Carlos Correa. I promise you. Like, I'm going to be so hard on Carlos Correa, he going to knock on my door. Who is it? Carlos. Carlos who? Correa. Hold on. I'm on my way. I'm going to open my door. What? Ain't going to be like, yo, man, what's your problem with me? I'm going to be that hard on him that he's going to knock on my door, tap me on the shoulder and say, yo, man, what's your problem with me? And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell him to his face, Carlos, was that necessary? You did all that talking and you did not back it up. Why did you not let your play do your talking? This is not the Astros against the world. I don't care how people want to make it out to be. That is a self-inflicted wound. Nobody made you cheat. Nobody made you lie about it. Nobody made you try and cover it up. Thank God the commissioner of the league didn't suspend the players who actually cheated, but suspended the general manager and the manager. Should have suspended the players. Carlos Correa should have missed 30 games, if not the whole season. From what I understand, the only person that did not cheat because he didn't want to do it was Jose Altuve, and now there's published reports that he had some kind of buzzer on him. So I'm not, call me a hater. Listen, I'm a Texan fan again, but call me a hater because I'm not rocking with Carlos Correa and his sympathy tour. They're all against us. We showed them. Now, Oakland A's now. What do you think now? You sound like Kirk Cousins. You like that? And he ain't won a game since. He ain't won anything of significance since he did that little dumb. You like that? And guess what people are doing all in his face now? You like that? You like that? Why? Because you were dumb. It was dumb. It was dumb. Carlos Correa is being dumb. Just play, bro. Just play. I know. All Astro fans all around the world are mad. Yeah, there's a hater on KYOK. He's hating on the Astros. I'm hating on Carlos Correa for his dumb talk. Just play, bro. Just play. So we'll see. They'll get either the Yankees or the Rays. We'll know sometime tonight. Yankees and the Rays play at 6:10 p.m. You watch it live on TBS. The Rays are actually the higher-ranked team in this series. They're number one. The Yankees are the fifth-ranked team in this fifth-seeded team in this series. So it's going to be interesting. Who y'all got tonight? Y'all got Lakers or Miami? 281-453-1000. 281-453-1000. Or text me 832-403-5005. Lakers or Heat? Can I be honest? Can I be really transparent? I don't want the Lakers to lose in their Mamba uniforms because I know that's sentimental. But I want there to be a Game 7. I definitely want there to be a Game 6, but I want there to be a Game 7. I want the Lakers to win in 7 games, but I want more basketball, man. This bubble has been nice. I'm not missing, the physical fans in the stands. I'm not missing that they're not in their respective arenas. All of that was like the gravy. But the mashed potatoes are pretty good when you just throw some butter on them. And please don't get me into the salt or the sugar and grits talk, because that's just crazy too. If you're putting sugar in your grits, that's not grits, that's something else. That's like Infamil. That's like cream of wheat. Karen Gibson said Lakers all the way. Keith Hennig said what? Keith Hennig said it's baseball. With all the issues going on in the world, baseball is not all that significant. Shut up, Carlos. Again, I know that there are baseball purists. Oh, yeah, I'm a purist in baseball. The Baseball Hall of Fame is hallowed. What does that mean? That mean it's empty? What does that mean? I know it's holy, but just miss me on that. You got people in the Hall of Fame that were wife abusers. You got people in the Hall of Fame that were alcoholics. You got people in the Hall of Fame that used drugs. You got people in the Hall of Fame that were just racist and hurt people and all that. So it ain't as hallowed as you want me to believe it is. So now when you're trying to keep Barry Bonds out and other people like that, and please. if we go back, if they had Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat and all that throughout everyone's career in the Hall of Fame, there would be a lot of other people that are not in the Hall of Fame. A lot of them. So, yeah, miss me on the purest stuff. And then when you got Carlos Correa running around like, oh, yeah, we're just better than everybody else. And, yeah, you like that? Hush. Hush before I have you knocking on my door asking me what my problem is with you, because I'm going in. If he ruins it for Dusty Baker, I'm telling you now, I'm going in. I will never get credentials to another Astros game if Carlos Correa ruins it for Dusty Baker. Carlos, all we want to know is what happened with the masseuse. That's all we want to know. What happened with the masseuse? There are three people that I want to interview: Carlos Correa, his wife, and the masseuse. That's all I want to know. All this other stuff is just, MMA. No, WWE wrestling. That's all this is. You might as well be Macho Man. Oh, yeah, brother. It's Macho Man Randy Savage. Listen, brother. You might as well be. It's the Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah. You might as well be that. Yeah. What's the big time announcer, Hall of Famer now? He's got the brass knucks. He's got the brass knucks. I miss those Saturday mornings. Let me take a break. I'll be right back right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. Who you got tonight, Miami or the Lakers? Miami or the Lakers? He's got the brass knucks. Oh, he's split him wide open. We'll be right back right after this on the lunch break.
I'm Gary Bledsoe, Texas NAACP president. In my lifetime, we have worked and sacrificed to make real progress.
That's right, Gary. I'm Claude Cummings, Vice President of the Communication Workers of America. Our community is under attack again.
Our jobs are being exported. The court system has largely turned its back on us, and people need to realize, Claude, because the last election amounts to a true revolution, where all those gains in civil rights and human progress are actually being targeted.
I know powers in Washington want to deny health care to working people who have pre-existing conditions, eliminate environmental protections for minority communities. It even encourages racism.
We thought those days were gone.
Dr. King said the time is always right to do what is right.
Let's do what's right. Let's vote and get your family and friends to vote, too. If you don't, you should not be surprised to see drastic changes in your world.
Vote early or on election day.
Political advertising paid for by the Communications Workers of America.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM, the legendary KYOK.
The lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
All right, y'all, we back at it here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Freestyle Friday. What a Freestyle Friday, though, man. I'm going to go back and listen to this show because just seeing Lady Elissa Gabrielle and hearing her story, I mean, it really blessed me. It really blessed me. All right, so, yeah, I got people texting me. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for the Lakers, 12 for the Lakers. And then I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, 5 for Miami, 12-5. Lakers over Miami. Y'all are mean people. I said I wanted more basketball, and y'all want it to end tonight. Y'all are not my friends. Y'all are not my friends. Big Time Floyd said, hello, AJ and Breakers. I agree with you regarding Carlos Correa. He talks a lot of smack. However, he will have a chance to back it up if the team is fortunate enough to win another World Series. Nothing else matters. Big Time Floyd, I'm with you. My thing is, win the World Series first, talk the smack then. Like, go on a tour. Go on Good Morning America and Good Morning Tuesday and Happy Wednesday and Thank God It's Thursday shows after you win the World Series. But don't talk all that smack now and then don't win the World Series and then you don't want to talk. I have no comment. Hey, Carlos, what was all the smack talk about? I got no comment. Like, no. Have that same energy if y'all don't win the World Series that you have right now when you and everybody else's face. Well, AJ, he's a big guy. I bet you won't say that to his face. I bet I will. Because number one, if he hits me, I'm going to own Carlos Correa Enterprises. Everything with Carlos Correa's name on it will be feeding my family. That's number one. And number two, I ain't scared of Carlos Correa. He talking all that noise. Yeah, I can say something to his face. He ain't gonna hit me. Please. That's what they have attorneys for. I'll have Ben Crump in this piece like, they'll be like, is that Ben Crump? And who's the dude with the neck brace on? Oh, that's AJ. Baby, please. Please let Carlos Correa hit me. I'm like, I need that to come up. I will lay down in the street for 4 days if Carlos Correa hits me. And video myself. I'm laying here, Carlos Correa just hit me in my mouth. As y'all can see, my teeth were loose. Why? Play with me. Y'all are crazy, man. Y'all be trying to instigate stuff. I'm not saying anything that I would not say to him. It's dumb. You're fighting a fight. You're picking a fight that you don't have to pick. And the reason why I'm getting some of the text messages that I'm getting is because people want to excuse the Astros cheating because everybody cheats. All right, let's go down this one more time. All right, sit in your chair, pull out a pencil, and write this down. If everybody cheats, then you're still dumb because you were the ones that got caught at it. Close your books. Have a nice day. Class over. I mean, whether you justify it, whether you don't justify it, the Astros were dumb for doing. You got caught. You got caught, and you want everybody to feel sorry for you. The people that feel sorry for you are the people that justify cheating. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. You're a cheater. And if you cheat at, my mama used to say, if you lie, you'll cheat. If you'll cheat, you'll kill. No, if you lie, you'll steal. If you'll steal, you'll kill. I didn't understand the relationship. If you'll cheat at baseball, you'll cheat on your taxes. You'll cheat on your wife. You'll cheat on your boyfriend. You'll cheat on everybody. You'll cheat on your taxes. Man, please. Please. Karen said, stop acting like O'Brien. I ain't acting like O'Brien. I'm serious. Listen, if Carlos Correa hits me, I'm going live on every platform I can. Yes, hey, I'm AJ Jones. I'm going live right now. I know you see a little blood trickling down my face. Carlos Correa just hit me. I'm waiting on the police now. Stay with me now. This is going to be interesting. See, there he is. He just hit me. Yeah, child, please. I'm telling you now. But let him run up on me at an outing or something like that. Hey, are you the guy from KYOK? Yeah, I am. Why are you talking about me so tough? Because I don't think it makes sense for you to be running your mouth and you guys are only in the ALC Championship Series. Like, it'd be better if you start talking after y'all won another World Series, given the fact you only won one, and apparently you cheated to win that one. You see how I could be confused? I mean, I'm going to talk to him like I got some sense, but I'm not backing down. You know, I'm in a no-lose situation. So, yeah, that's what it is. Karen Gibson, AJ, stop talking like, okay, hold on. I got some more texts coming in. AJ, this is from TT. AJ, Carlos Correa would bury you. He better bury me good and deep because I'm crawling out of that hole. Look. I got money on top of the hole, not in the bottom of the hole. If Carlos Correa hits me and buries me, I'm climbing out of that hole because the payday is on top of the ground, not below it. Not below it. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Karen Gibson said, inviting Carlos to fight, you know he can't. Karen Gibson, you win the internet today. That's what happened. Now I get the whole Bill O'Brien reference. So for those who don't know, Bill O'Brien was walking underneath the stadium, and some fans were yelling down to Bill O'Brien, "You're not good," and I'm changing the words. "You're not good," and Bill O'Brien got mad and said, "You're not good," And they kept going back and forth. And Bill O'Brien finally said, come on down here and say that to my face. And the dude said, you know I can't come down there. And it was hilarious. And Karen Gibson just got me. Karen Gibson, you win the internet today. The whole show, except for the Elissa Gabrielle part, is yours. The whole show, except for the Elissa Gabrielle part, is yours, because that's funny. You're right. I know Carlos Correa can't mess with me. I know it. That's funny. That's why I love y'all. That's why I love y'all. Here's another one. AJ, yeah, you're sure talking big noise. I bet you won't say that to his face. We've already covered that. Thank you. Let's see. I don't know who this is. 832-210 says, AJ, first the Texans, now the Astros. Now, let me just tell you this real quick. All the pro teams in Houston right now got problems. All of them. All of them. And here's my thing. Again, I get that you don't need to be upset about everything. But you can't be taking everything that they give to you. I mean, look at this. Does this water look good? Does this look good? I mean, I know it's minerals and vitamins and all that in here. And for those who can't see it, it's green, dark. It's army green water. Imagine an army suit. It's that color water. If you said, hey, I'm thirsty, and I just handed this to you without telling you what it is, are you going to just drink it? Well, some of y'all are just drinking it. And before Monday, the Texans had just been handing you army green water when you said you were thirsty and telling you to drink it. And you're like, what's in it? And they wouldn't tell you. They would just say, no, it's good. Drink it. Well, what's in it? It's great. Drink it. And y'all just drinking it. And then you win an AFC South championship and you think, oh, yeah, the water was good. The water at the Super Bowl is crystal clear. It's beautiful. You can see all the way into next week in that Super Bowl water. Wait till you get the Super Bowl water before you just start drinking whatever water they give you. Same thing with the Rockets. Same thing with the Astros. You didn't have to cheat to win a championship. We would have loved you more if you hadn't cheated. Now, listen, Houston fans have been waiting forever to get a World Series championship. They finally get one, and then what happens? The people who gave them the water cheated. That's not my fault. You don't have to get mad at me. It's true. San Antonio didn't cheat to win their championships. Baltimore didn't cheat to win their championships. Dallas didn't cheat to win their championships. Pittsburgh didn't cheat to win their championships. I don't understand why that's acceptable in Houston. Houston, be best. Like you gotta get championship mentality and stop drinking green water just because somebody hands it to you and won't tell you what's in it. Keith Hennig said, it looks like something I would not think about putting in my body. Call a plumber. Keith, just for that. It's good. I'm gonna label this the Carlos Correa water. Start selling that. It's the smack talking water before you even get the victory. It'll have you talking smack before you reach your goals. That's gonna be my slogan. Dr. Angela Palmer Banks, we need to market that. The Carlos Correa water will have you talking smack before you reach your goals. I'm going to play that birthday song for Dr. Angela Palmer Banks again before I go. Hold on, I gotta get it back at the top. All right, Dr. Angela Palmer Banks, this is for you. She had a birthday yesterday. I think she turned 25 or 26, something like that. Anyway, here you go. Happy birthday, Dr. Angela Palmer Banks.
Oh, go shorty, it's your birthday. Ooh, it's your birthday. Go shorty, it's your birthday. Today's your day.
Did you see me hit the whoa? Did you see me hit the whoa for your birthday, Dr. Angela Palmer Banks? I did it for you. Listen, I got to get ready to go. I've angered enough Carlos Correa friends and family by now. Looks like the majority of folks say that they want the Lakers to win. Y'all are not nice people. Y'all are not nice people because, again, remember, I wanted there to be 7 games so we can get more basketball, but y'all just want to. I mean, like, what are we going to watch now if the Lakers win tonight? What are we going to watch? I mean, what's our focus going to be? Football? Football might be in trouble, y'all. I mean, seriously, all joking aside, if they don't get a handle on this coronavirus and protocols, all the stuff that they told us was in place. I mean, look at Tennessee and now the Jets, and I'm sure there are other teams. New England is starting to have, names pop up. We keep having to move their games. All I'm saying is, hold on before you start taking victory laps. Baylor, Notre Dame had major outbreaks. Who was it? Somebody on the East Coast had some outbreaks. Just hold on, y'all. I'm not rooting for these things. I'm just saying. All right. So anyway, let me get out of here. UT and Oklahoma tomorrow. Somebody's got to win. It used to be the Red River rivalry. Now it's just, I guess I'm gonna go with. I don't think Oklahoma's going to lose 3 in a row. I don't think Oklahoma's going to lose 3 in a row. And I got 0. Hey, Karen Strawhecker Barlow, one of my classmates from back in Forest Park. I think Ohio State's former Ohio State Tom Herman might be in trouble at Texas. I'm going to go with Oklahoma. I'm going to go with Oklahoma tomorrow. And then you got A&M and Florida. Florida all day long in that one. And I think that Romeo Crennel is going to get the Texans their first win this Sunday. I also think the Cowboys will get back in the win column. So there we go. Those are just a couple of freebies for you. All right. As always, let's not be divided. Let's be united. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Wear your mask, though. Wash your hands. 20 seconds, 30 seconds or more, sanitize everything around you, and be sensitive to people around. Give folks 6 feet. Stop walking up close to people. If you don't believe in wearing masks, wear one anyway, just in case. And then when you see the racism, kill it. Not the person, the racism. Somebody says, well, AJ, you're being racist for wearing unapologetically black. Why can't I be happy to be black? Why do I have to play it down so that you can feel comfortable? I mean, stop with the racism, all right? All right. Hey, have a blessed weekend. We'll talk to you later. Here's Sybil Wilkes, okay?
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus. An investigation by USA Today found that the coronavirus outbreak at the White House may have exposed possibly thousands of people across this country. From a religious summit outside Atlanta to a private fundraiser in Minnesota, Donald Trump and various political allies attended events with thousands of people, often failing to follow safety protocols like mask wearing and social distancing. The NFL is investigating several specific incidents related to the Tennessee Titans COVID-19 outbreak, suggesting the team broke protocols put into place to stop the spread of the virus. Monday, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell warned all 32 teams that breaking league protocols could lead to teams forfeiting games and possibly losing draft picks. Another 840,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week, and claims remain about 4 times higher as they were before the pandemic. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all. Hey, man, had a lot of fun today. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. As always, man, y'all be safe out there this weekend. Be kind to people out there this weekend. Let's go back to trying to be nice to folks who don't look like us, don't think like us, don't act like us. I mean, we got to find a way to pull this thing together. Regardless of who wins in November, we got to pull this thing together. We can't continue on this path. And I, for one, am not going to allow that. So, Black queens, I love y'all. I'm not going to let them disrespect you. To my other sisters out there, I'm not going to let folks disrespect you either. Women need to be respected. And I mean that sincerely. But more importantly, I'm telling you, folks that look like my mother, folks that pledge like my mother, folks that do law like my aunt and remind me of my family, I'm not letting you disrespect them. letting you disrespect them is disrespectful to me. So as always, y'all be safe out there. Y'all be kind out there. Y'all be loving out there. Not this, definitely this. Okay. I'll talk to y'all later.